Yeah. All day long. White man just ruling. You niggas with attitudes, who you fooling? Who you fooling out here? You ain't fooling me. I mean, are you fooling anybody else? I don't know. Because you're not fooling me. And hopefully you're not fooling anybody else. Now, I know we got some punk-ass motherfuckers around here. What up, Ray? I know we got some punk-ass motherfuckers around here that are in politics. I get it. Elected officials. I get it. And I put the pressure on all the black people that voted for these clowns, and y'all ain't saying shit and just letting shit happen around you. You know, I really can't talk about Ann Arbor as I drive through Ann Arbor, leaving up out of Ypsi. I really can't talk about Ann Arbor because Ann Arbor ain't got no black politicians. I mean, city council, nothing. We know the mayor ain't black. And anybody else that is in a political space, they're not in a political space of power if they are a black American. Now, you will find some people of color somewhere around in there. You will find some people of the LGBTQIAAP up in there. But you ain't got no black Americans in Ann Arbor politics. So we ain't talking about Ann Arbor just right now. But the ones who are still around and still trying to do things, unfortunately, they in these church communities. And the churches don't do shit. Black churches in Ann Arbor don't do shit. They're not politically active. They're not politically empowering. So they're not doing shit either. So they're cast aside as well. I mean, you got some old writers in some of these churches. Second Baptist, Bethel. You know, you got some old writers that might have been about something politically back in the day. They ain't really not. They too old now. Let me just call it what it is. And I'm not being insulting when I say so. They just don't have what it takes. We need young people out here doing this shit. Hell, I'm too old. I'm too old to be out here. A Batman Jeep. He put a lot of money into that motherfucker. He's a Jeep Wrangler and it's all Batman. I mean, it looks sweet, but he put a lot of money in that motherfucker. And he got money because that ain't no bullshit custom job. That's like a real custom job. I digress. To be black out here and just keep falling for the okie doke, but then you want to boss up. You want to always boss up when some shit happens. Niggas with attitudes, who are you fooling? Y'all don't want to get the people out of position and put the right people in position, but you want to bitch. What you bitching for? What are you bitching for? You help put motherfuckers in office, then complain when they don't do shit for you. I am totally 100% convinced that it was staged in Ypsilanti to get Mayor Beth out of there. I am 100% sure now. After talking to Quran Gaines, that gave me motivation to go talk to some other folks. And one of the things, because I went back and listened to the interview with him, I didn't quite understand the whole protocol of that and the way it was set up and how she really had no allies for it. You notice the LGBT people didn't even come out. They didn't even come out in support of her. There was some staged shit in Ypsilanti. It was staged. And the problem with that is, now what you got? You've got a 70-plus-year-old mayor who's been on city council for over 2 decades, ain't moved the needle one bit in 2 decades as a council member. So what's she gonna do for you mayor-wise? Corporate-wise, she connected? No. Statewide, is she connected? No. What is she connected to besides just the city council seat itself? And I know some motherfuckers gonna get mad at that, but pull up. Because see, I tried to talk to Ronnie, and I tried to talk to Ricky, and I tried to talk to Bobby, Ralph, and Mike. Johnny hadn't come along yet, motherfuckers. I done tried to talk to all the Ypsilanti politicians to ask them shit. And the ones who stepped up, stepped up. I got more coming. We really want to talk about the city of Ypsi. I don't just want to talk about the township. I don't want to just talk about Washington County. I want to talk about the city of Ypsi. And how has it advanced since Mayor Beth got sacked? I'm still calling her Mayor Beth. Absolutely. Because she got taken out the pocket for a fucked up statement that she made. They knew it was a fucked up statement. But goddamn, when you think about it, that statement that was made was true. It was true. Now, Ypsi sits, and it's back on its knees, back on its knuckles. I just looked at something, and I'm so sick of this bullshit propaganda that every time somebody donates some shit, and this ain't got nothing to do with Ypsi, it's all over the world. Our world, United States. I don't give a fuck about what happens anywhere else but America. I'm an American, so I can't fuck with nobody else's territory. You know, I know when shit be happening in other places, I'll be like, you know, pray for so-and-so and pray for so-and-so. Y'all don't see me say that shit no more. Because don't nobody pray for us. Who's praying for the detriment of black Americans? Who's praying for the detriment of descendants of slavery? Freedmen. Who is praying for us? Ain't a motherfucker praying for us. I don't give a fuck. Hell yeah, it's the old edition. You know, they ain't the new edition. And them two clowns got Ypsilanti fooled. Well, really, they don't have Ypsilanti fooled. They was just two of the slicker talkers, so they was able to get up there with their big block suits and gaiters on and shit, and they got elected. Now they not doing shit for Ypsi, and ain't nobody saying nothing. And the ones who could say something, oh, that's my boy. That's my homie. That's what y'all niggas did about Jerry. That's why Jerry got reelected, because he's your boy. He's your homie. Ain't doing a motherfucking thing for black people. Watching all My Brother's Keeper, lick my ass, nigga. Watching all fucking My Brother's Keeper ain't keeping shit. You got a motherfucking pandemic coming. These motherfuckers out here making rap albums and shit. Are you fucking kidding me? How many of those motherfuckers are gainfully employed with jobs? Because some of them was of age where they got kids or they got kids coming. Are you putting them in any type of academy program where they can get a career, maybe in law enforcement or in something where they can get some type of substantive income? Fuck a rap album. I don't give a fuck about no rap album. Bitch ass shit. Always trying to cater to the culture. How come the culture don't cater to us? You motherfuckers got it so twisted out here. White man just ruling. Niggas with attitudes, who are you fooling? You fake ass, clown ass niggas. You goofy motherfuckers gonna let another couple years go by. We're gonna be sitting up on 2022 real soon. And then what you gonna do? What's Ypsi gonna do then? Y'all gonna vote Lois back in? Nah, they ain't gonna vote Lois back in. Somebody's already gunning for Lois's seat. Well, whether Lois knows or not, her political career is probably over. Whether she knows it or not. And I gave her the opportunity to come on the BlackWatch. But they want to ask a whole bunch of motherfucking questions that don't matter about shit. You come on, you get asked the questions. They should be able to see all the other fucking drops that I did. I don't be asking no out-of-pocket shit with no politicians. But see, when you scared and you ain't got the answers, your ass gonna stay on the sideline. You don't want to come get with this. You want them old sawshoe ass niggas. And you goddamn right, I'm pissed about this shit. Because it's in my fucking village. I don't give a fuck how long you lived in Ypsi. I've been in this bitch 50 years. Who on city council got 50 years in Washington County? Anybody on Ypsilanti City Council got 50 years in this bitch? Holla at me. But you motherfuckers want to get out here for play. I just saw this shit though. They got a black girl holding a black baby, talking about Ypsilanti just received its biggest gift ever. Its biggest gift ever from these philanthropists. Like almost $2 million. It's a black girl holding a black baby. So I'm thinking it's going to be some shit for black people. Single black mothers. Hell, married black mothers. Shit. It don't matter if you're single or married. Median black family worth $1,700 in this country. The average black family in Ypsi ain't worth $1,700. Look it up. 40 to 50% of Ypsilanti's black population is living under the poverty line. But y'all motherfuckers worried about a goddamn Black Lives Matter mural. Eat a dick twice, nigga. But the thing, you see the black girl with the black baby, you thinking it's gonna be some real shit. I was thankful and I was grateful to whoever those two people are. I'm gonna acknowledge them when I slow up because I got their names. But they gave this money. They gave this money for 6 organizations. 6 of they said their favorite organizations. Now I don't know if these people have passed on or if it's just an endowment that they donate and they still living. They want to see it bubble. I don't know. I really don't know the logistics of it. I'm more concerned about the false propaganda that was put out there that it looks like it's going to help black folks. But it ain't there to help black folks. You got a young black girl holding a black baby, and I'm thinking, okay, what kind of program they done put out? Because the way I look at it, it's just a program. It's just a program, and there ain't that many black people in Ypsi, so even if it helped them all, the money ain't going to really help them all. And that ain't reparations. So I ain't gonna never be thankful about no cash gift given to an organization to spread out to other organizations. Because that ain't reparations. That ain't recompense. That ain't redress. But seeing that baby, it baited me. I clicked it. And when I opened that shit up and read it, I'm like, this ain't even got nothing to do with black people. So what you put the black girl with the baby, because it wasn't a black girl with a black boy and the baby. It just showed the black girl with the baby. What's that perpetuating? Single black mothers. What's that perpetuating? Black daddy gone. See, people don't understand. When I look at shit, I don't really look at shit. I look through shit. I look through it. And these motherfuckers ain't said a word about this shit. And it ain't got shit to do with the black girl with the black baby. Where the black daddy at? This motherfucker almost ran a rig right out the stoplight. There's a flatbed tow truck and the left lane was turning. His ass took off like he was about to turn. That would have been bad. Because them cars, they was coming. That would have been bad. I'm glad that would have been bad. Yeah. I mean, it's just nuts. And this really slides by most people because they're not paying attention to the shit. And everybody's probably more hemmed in on the bread and where the bread's going, who the bread's going to help. But once you hear about who the bread's going to help, you're like, so why was the black woman on there? Why the black woman? Why the black baby? Because it's crazy to me. I don't know the people. I don't know their motives, goals, and whatnot. I know they have some bread because they gave up almost $2 million. And I'm thankful for the people of Ypsilanti that it's going to benefit. But what I'm thinking about is like, why did it have to benefit these organizations, but then not promote those organizations? Why did it promote something that's just totally untrue? Because that's untrue. Why is that chair right there? Who left the chair? It was raining all night. Who left the chair outside like that? So, yeah, let me look at this shit, man. Let me look at this shit. Just in case a couple people, they coming in late. This is where we at with it. This is where we at. One more time. Yeah. Let's see. I think I gave their names. Okay. James and Marla Gusef. The largest contribution in Ypsilanti's history will fund a number of organizations. The Corner Health Center, Riverside Arts Center, Salvation Army of Washtenaw County, SOS Community Services, Ypsilanti District Library, and Ypsilanti Meals on Wheels. I don't know what that has to do with the black girl with the black baby, other than the Corner Health Center. I guess it could be there. But all this other shit, I'm not sure exactly why that directly points towards them. Meals on Wheels, that's generally for handicapped people, elderly people. The district library, okay, I get it, but not really, not for her. SOS Community Services, ain't that like people that need food too? Salvation Army, we know what they about. How come ain't nobody jumping on the Salvation Army about being against the LGBTQIAAP? That only comes in conveniently around the holidays. How come it ain't coming out now? Are these people, you know, are they anti-LGBT? Do they know about the Salvation Army and what it perpetuates? Riverside Arts Center? I don't know. Can't say that she's in the arts, don't know. But how is it going to help her and her baby directly? Why is her picture on this shit? It was to show that we giving money. Because I'm answering the question. It was to show we giving money. And who needs the money the most? Black people. So let's put a black girl with a black baby on there. Yeah. You might think I'm a little far-fetched, but if it didn't happen so goddamn often, you wouldn't think so. But you don't really understand anyway, because you ain't looking for shit like that. I am. I'm constantly looking for white supremacy. And I'm not blaming these two people that gave that money up. Not the two people that gave the money up. Huh? What you say, Parkridge? Stop acting like Parkridge is in Ypsilanti. Stop acting like Parkridge is on the south side. Come on now. Come on, Val. Don't put no cream in your coffee, Val. I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, ain't one of the most prominent community centers for black people in Ypsi, Park Ridge? How come that's not on here? And you got all these black politicians that have their meetings, have their little rallies, their little campaign shits over at Park Ridge. You ain't making sure that Park Ridge gonna get some of that bread? See, that's a problem. That's why you don't vote color. See what happened with Beth? She was voting color. She was trying to up black people in Ypsilanti politics and got skewered for it. They put her ass on the rotisserie. You don't vote color. And I don't think she was voting color. I think she was voting depth because Karan had depth. Who else got depth on that city council like Karan Gaines? Who? Hell, the mayor was on city council and she didn't have the same depth. She didn't have the same community involvement. I want y'all motherfuckers who know motherfuckers to see this shit. So please share the motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. If they got a problem with me, tell them to pull up. This is stupid. And in 2022, when you go looking for a new mayor, nah, you ain't got to look because the motherfucking candidate is already on city council. They already plotting against Lois. Lois is a pawn. She's not a rook. She's not a bishop. She's a pawn. Left out. Left out. How you gonna leave the most prominent community center in the city for black people off the list? Because you ain't got nobody lobbying for it. You know, now, I know it said it was their favorite organizations. I get it. I get it. But why wouldn't that be one of their favorite organizations? See, YPSI does a lot of stuff, and then the black people of YPSI do a lot of stuff over on the south side. Now, I know they doing their mural. Where's that at? Michigan Ave, north, south. It's on the south side. Where is all that shit that they talking about that they want to help? Most of it's on the north side of Michigan Ave. Big difference, dog. Except the library. As Michael Evans would say on Good Time, the library. I'm telling you, I read between them fucking words, not the lines. Because I don't add shit. I read between the words. And that right there is telling me that the black people in YPSI obviously are not making enough political dent. So these people would have been like, man, they're really doing something over there for the people. Because it's not a black community center. It's a community center. But since it's on the south side, most black people go to that community center. It's not a black community center. I've seen white folks in there. And hell, you're about to see a whole lot more. Pulling up with Priuses and Chevy Volts and Teslas and shit. Y'all can do what you do and say what you say. But YPSI's fucked up because of leadership. Or the lack thereof. Or the lack thereof. They're fucked up. And they're gonna stay fucked up until they get better leadership. Not transients, not dinosaurs, and not bootlicks. They need real politicians in YPSI, for YPSI, by YPSI. Now, I got into a discussion that said, we were talking about, do they have to be native Ypsilantians? No. But they got to have the heart of YPSI. I mean, putting in a couple decades, okay, you can say you got the heart of YPSI, but where's your progression at? Where's your progression at? Just because you here don't mean you got the heart of YPSI. Where your community involvement at? Now, I ain't talking about no motherfucking church. I ain't talking about no motherfucking lodge. I ain't talking about none of that shit. I don't give a fuck if you a Mason. I don't give a fuck if you a elk. None of that shit matters. And I don't care what raggedy ass church you go to. One of them 27 motherfuckers on the south side that ain't doing shit on the south side. 27 churches on the south side. 27 black churches. I don't know if there's any white churches. I know there's 27 black churches. That's a problem. How you have 27 different sets of parishioners and y'all can't get this shit right politically? If you got 27 churches, you got 27 preachers. And if you got 27 preachers, you got 27 motherfuckers getting paid. Where they at? Where they at? How come ain't none of them preachers on the south side on city council? They ain't got time? They can't break away from counting the bread at their church? And I'm no fool. I understand all them churches ain't bankrolling. But there is some money coming in that bitch. Absolutely. There's money coming in. And if there's people coming in and there's money coming in, there should be resources going out. There should be advocacy going out. I don't see it. We just get bought and sold so easily. We bought and sold. 27 black churches? Come on, man. What y'all doing? Y'all letting this just ride? I'm kind of pissed off that I ain't got a fish or chicken joint over on the south side. Because with 27 black churches, I should be selling hella chicken on Sundays. Hella chicken. They might not come to my spot if I named it hella chicken. Maybe I call it heavenly chicken. I don't know. But there is no advocacy for the south side. There is no advocacy in Ypsilanti politics. And your state reps, you got your county commissioner and you got your state rep, they ain't doing shit for Ypsi. Look, man, I don't give a fuck if you passing out masks or hand sanitizer. I don't give a fuck about none of that. None of that. That was last year's chore, bruh. To see you out in the streets, y'all know who the fuck I'm talking to. All the marching and all that shit. What did it lead to? This? This what it led to? We passing out masks and hand sanitizer? That's your political advocacy? Come on, man. And most motherfuckers gonna be out here like, this nigga don't even live in Ypsi. You goddamn right. I don't. I mean, my shit says Ypsi, but I live in Pittsfield Township. So why the fuck do I care so much? Because I care about black people, you dumb motherfucker. Y'all sit up here and do that dumb shit. Throw parties and shit. Motherfucker, all the motherfucking parties y'all threw all these years, don't nobody own a club yet. Don't nobody own a club. What did it amount to? All the parties. All the cabarets. All the backdrops, standing in there with your big leg pants on. And your derbies, and your straw hats, and your fedoras, and your paper boys, and your gators on. What the fuck did it amount to? Because politically, you have nothing. Absolutely nothing. Even if you had the spot, because I'm not promoting nightclub ownership, I'm promoting a vessel. You could have meetings there. People could have their birthday party, their kids' birthday parties there. You know, you could do a little community. A nightclub just ain't got to be about hoeing and shit, drinking and dancing. It ain't got to be about that. It could be just a vessel. A nightclub could be a community center. It's just a community center with a motherfucking liquor license. But see, there ain't nobody want to talk about that type of shit. Let's go rent somebody else's club, put some decorations up, take some pictures and shit, and let's have us a party. Let's have us an all-black affair, an all-white affair. How about an all-coon-ass nigga affair? How about that? How about a goofy-ass nigga affair? How about that? I don't get it, man. But this is where you're at. And like I said, Ann Arbor ain't got no black politicians, so I could be getting in that ass right now. So it's on Ypsi. When we talk about Ann Arbor's political problem, we're going to talk about the whole thing about them not having. And really, one of the highest people, the highest ranking person in Ann Arbor politics is the chief of police. And he's on mute button. He's on mute. I really want to reach out to that brother, but I don't think he could actually take the interview now. Because I don't think he can fucking say what he wants to say. And I don't want to talk to somebody that can't answer questions. Because I ask him. Anybody that I've talked to, I've asked them. I ask the questions. I ask the pertinent questions. I don't ask them that bullshit. I don't give a fuck what you like until you get all my questions answered. We can do all that little small talk at the end. Let's get the business at hand out first. What you gonna do with this town? What you gonna do with this county? What you gonna do with this state? That's what I talk about. And that's why the Ypsi motherfuckers didn't want to fucking fuck with me. I don't give a fuck. You should have fucked with me and kept my dumb ass quiet. See, you took the interview, I wouldn't be talking about your goofy ass today, nigga. But since you didn't take the interview, you gonna catch this smoke today and the next day that I really ain't got shit to talk about. Because that's the only reason I'm getting in that ass today. Because I ain't got shit else to talk about. We can talk about Tamika Mallory. I mean, she done really fucked up. Tamika really done fucked up. Because there's a lot of black people out there that was counting on her to be real. They was counting on her to be real. I already said, I made the mistake early on digging into her, thinking like, damn, she might really be for us. She out here talking that real shit. But I didn't know her backstory. Now that I know her backstory, I don't give a fuck about her story. Because she's not making her story. She's making coonery. How about that? Because now, with Tamika, now, she here. See, that's her motto now. That's her motto. That's Tamika's motto. Let me run it again. That's what she did. Tamika came up with Reverend Al. Reverend Al and her strategically had it set. The more comfortable you get out here with the people and you get out here in these villages, I'm going to kick back. I'm going to kick back. You keep coming forward. I'm going to kick back. Before long, you're going to be standing right next to me. And then one day, I'm going to say, Miss Tamika Mallory, and you light their ass up with one of them poems. You light that ass up with that fiery spirit. Hell, just light their ass up. You strong, you black, you a woman. And you got a story. Her baby daddy got killed in the game back in the day. So she had a story. But she left out the part about her mama and daddy starting Al Sharpton's network with him. Absolutely. They started Nan with Al Sharpton. So she really grew up around Al Sharpton. Most motherfuckers would be like, oh, she been an activist for 25 years. Nigga, she's only 40. Oh, she started being an activist at 15? Okay. See, here's the thing. This is what I'm going to start doing, because this is that false propaganda that niggas would like to hear. So, you know what? I'm 51. I'm 51. I started activism 36 years ago. I started being an activist 36 years ago. How about that? Didn't nobody know that? Y'all didn't think, y'all didn't know that? How about this? So, back in the day, the KKK used to come through town. They used to ride right up Fifth Ave, you know? Had they shit on, some had they shit on, some wouldn't. Skinheads, whatever it was. 1985. 1985. We used to stand up to the side and throw D batteries at them motherfuckers, man. Most of the times that I went uptown, I was with other white people. I wasn't even with black people. Couple times I was with some black folks. But most of the time I was up there, I was with white people that wasn't for the shits. Y'all know I got a dichotomous life. Went to Burns Park, went to Mitchell. So I had two different types of friends. Friends that I still fuck with today. On both sides. So the people that I went to Burns Park with and ended up going to Tap In and Pioneer, we would be up there throwing batteries at the racists, at the bigots, at the skinheads, at the neo-Nazis. We got a little older and got our weight kind of like really up. We started fighting them. Wasn't real big. All you gotta do is knock one of them down, they got the scurrying. But see, they had a permit every year to fucking come through town. And then they start getting that ass beat, they stopped getting that permit. The skinheads and KKK didn't just tire. See, if we was one of their stops where they wasn't gonna catch a lot of flack, they'd have kept coming through this bitch. But they started to catch too much flack. And by the 90s, the early 90s, nah, we really wasn't having that. Motherfuckers was wearing X hats and African medallions and kufis and shit. We wasn't having that. Listening to way too much PE and drinking OE. We wasn't having it. So they stopped coming. But in 1985, I guess I jumped into activism. So I've been an activist for 36 years. In 1987, we helped save the arch from being filled in at Ann Arbor Huron High School. That was political. That was in the newspaper. I was a political activist in 1987. But y'all don't see me out in the streets touting that shit. Because none of that shit really matters. Yeah, I might have helped move the needle then. Throwing them D batteries every year and knocking the motherfucker down every now and then. That helped stop that bullshit. Us sitting in the arch and eating lunch in the arch and protesting in the arch and needing I didn't need a megaphone, but a lot of motherfuckers had megaphones. That kept them from closing the arch until we graduated. And then there was no more political activism. Because after that 90 class, I don't know what happened. 88 was the strongest class. 89 diluted. 90 off the rails. 91 on back. Come on, man. There was no activism. They wasn't doing nothing out there but worrying about their high tops, worrying about their print shirts and shit. Nah. I'm good. So they closed the arch. And then as far as activism, I mean, motherfuckers I done gave money to, gave food to, did all kinds of shit for activism. But I don't be out here, I did this and I did this. But see, Tamika Mallory did that. Every time she got up to the mic, I've been in activism for 25 years. I've been in activism since I was 15. She got it embedded in our spirit. They're like, she's been around for a long time. Who gives a fuck? What are you doing now? See, what they tell us is all the shit that they used to do, and then what they do now is what really matters. Her doing this Cadillac commercial, that's damaging to the black collective. Her being on the Grammys, that was damaging to the black collective. Damaging. Trying to tell you, man, you can't do shit like that and say you out here for everybody. For one, a lot of the people you supposedly advocating for, they don't fuck with Lil Baby, Dub Baby, whoever's baby. I don't know what their performance was. So they probably weren't even watching that shit, and they weren't watching the Grammys. Grammys ain't been for us for a minute. Ain't never been for us. We just come take that bitch over because we won all the awards, because we make the best music. Whatever. And then this Cadillac commercial is so problematic because they had a thing called the audacity of blackness. It wasn't the audacity of black men. It was the audacity of blackness. Go back and look at your shits. This shit wasn't new. This shit been out before. It was the audacity of blackness. So they had black men and black women in it. Yeah. They had black men and black women. I think Spike Lee was in it, Regina King, a couple people we know. They was in it. So, they was in it. But this one here is the audacity of black women. Now, I don't have a problem with it being the audacity of black women. But Tamika Mallory, she's made her bones off the brutality and murder of black men and black women. But where Tamika Mallory really got her bones was black men being killed by police, being unjustifiably murdered by others. And she came out and she did protest. And where the world really lifted her up was this Breonna Taylor thing. That's black women. I haven't confirmed yet, but I don't believe Breonna Taylor's mama is in the Cadillac commercial. I don't believe Trayvon Martin's mama is in the Cadillac commercial. I don't believe Tamir Rice's mama is in the Cadillac commercial. I don't believe Philando Castile's mama is in the Cadillac commercial. I don't believe Eric Garner's mama is in the Cadillac commercial. I don't believe Alton Sterling's mama is in the Cadillac commercial. I don't believe Terrence Crutcher's mama is in the Cadillac commercial. Walter Scott's mama ain't in the Cadillac commercial. Armand Arbery's mama ain't in the Cadillac commercial. Rayshard Brooks' mama ain't in the Cadillac commercial. How come, Tamika? It's the audacity of black women. How come you ain't got them black mothers who had their babies stolen away? I don't believe David Harris's mama is in the commercial. Excuse me for getting that name. Rakia Boyd, Ayanna Taylor. I don't believe none of their mamas is in that Cadillac commercial. See, that's where I got a problem. I got a problem with Tamika, and I got a problem with General Motors. I ain't got a problem with Cadillac. Cadillac is owned by General Motors. I got a problem with the motherfucker who's in power. GM's in power. Cadillac is just an employee of GM. Some of y'all ain't gonna catch this. I get it. Black people in Cadillacs. I get it. Unfortunately, though, the average black person that she's supposed to be pushing for can't afford a Cadillac. Can't even afford a CTS, or ATS. They can't even afford the letters on the back of the motherfucker. She's supposed to be lobbying for the underbelly of society, which is the bottom caste, which is black Americans. Now, if you want to just throw it all over and say black people, okay. Let's not cut anybody out. Because Tamika didn't. She said it's the audacity of black women. But it didn't say black trans women. Even though she had a black trans woman in the commercial. What up, Del? I thought Tamika said she had separated herself from Black Lives Matter. That sounds kind of Black Lives Matter-ish. I know Black Lives Matter is all about the trans life. They give money to every trans organization known to man. All that money they said they gave, 20-something million, most of it went to trans organizations. Some black trans organizations, but trans organizations. When Tamika said the audacity of black women, how come she didn't say trans women? I mean, they showed them in the commercial. Her, him. I don't know. I'm going to get knocked for it either way. They showed them in the commercial holding a crown. Is that a king's crown or a queen's crown? They are different. So all I'm saying is, state your business up front. State your business. And if this is who you're going to be for all the way through, then be for them all the way through. Don't switch up on us. We can't take all that kind of convoluted shit as a people. We've dealt with too much over the last 401 years. We've dealt with too much. Be a straight person with us. Don't be making us do all this. That's what y'all doing out here. Y'all political activists. Y'all politicians. Y'all ain't right. You're not right. And I see what's happening with a lot of the politicians now. You run to get your base. Black politicians. White politicians do the same shit. Black politicians run to the black people to get the vote. They in church every Sunday. They all out at the cookouts, and they at Park Ridge. They at Park Ridge to come get the black vote in Ypsilanti. but they don't set up a black agenda. This is what I want to get done if I get elected. Why? It's never demanded of them. They just say, come on out, man. We got some hot dogs and hamburgers and shit with Ricky and Ronnie. Bobby and Ronnie. Bobby and Raul. All you know, all the motherfuckers. The old edition. So I guess I can't really insult new edition by using Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them some new names. So we got Ronnie and Ricky. Let's do Lonnie. Let's do Larry. So that's 4. Who else can? And let's do, can't do Mike because he's already in the group. We got to do another name. Ricky, Ronnie, Lonnie, Larry, and Paul. Fuck it, Paul. We'll do Paul. That's the old edition. And I don't even know who the motherfuckers are. But I do know Ronnie and Ricky. And I know they're from Ypsi. And I know they ain't doing shit for the people of Ypsi. That's a problem. If you in the space, we need to see your face. And not just when you campaigning, nigga. Not just when you stirring hot dogs on the barrel grill to get people out so you can pass out your campaign flyers. Don't come knocking on no doors. I got to update your site today, Free. I ain't put no new videos on there in a couple weeks. I'm in this electronic thing. You already know. I'm getting them new toys right. It's crazy, man. And I appreciate you, Free, on that. I'm going to hit them with a link. You know they ain't going to go to it, but I'm going to hit them with it anyway. Motherfuckers be like, man, your shit be doing this, be doing that. I'm going to put it in there. See if it pops up. She'll pop up in there. They click that link, they can subscribe to the channel. Anybody that's watching the video that ain't subscribed to the channel, they can subscribe to the channel. But they ain't gonna subscribe to the channel. But they'll go watch some twerking videos. I bet you every motherfucker that watched my videos done seen every one of motherfucking Derek Jackson's videos. Not all his relationship shit, all these ones that's out there. All these ones that's out here talking, oh, shit. Shit. We done found out that Derek ain't a descendant of chattel slavery here in America. Now, I know they had some problems in Jamaica. So he might be a descendant of slavery there. Because Derek Jackson ain't A-D-O-S. D-O-S, A-D-O-F. Derek Jackson ain't from here. Don't be scared. They probably scared. It's all good. I know who loves me, Free. I know who loves me. The 400 motherfuckers that don't subscribe to the channel. It's all good, though. The message ain't been no different. You see the message ain't gonna change. I mean, I guess I could go out, you know, and stand somewhere and make like a music video and get a whole lot of women twerking and shit. Then I could probably go viral. But that's not me. That's not me. I can like film some fight videos and shit. Go pull up at some of y'all little functions and film the fight. And then put some crazy ass caption. And I could go viral on that. That's clown shit. When have you seen me out here doing clown shit? The only time you seen some clown shit was when I was involved with that nigga Frank. Because I take full responsibility of getting involved with that motherfucker. I should have never answered the text. I should have never answered the phone call. Now knowing what I know, like everybody say, you know why they call him Dirty Red? I don't give a fuck. He could have just bumped me past. Go to somebody else. No, you came to the nigga where you thought you could get that bread. That's why I stopped, Free. I stopped dumbing it down. I stopped dumbing it down. I'm only doing these lives now in the car because I got the device and my words ain't backwards. But when I go inside and I set up, I still do it. You know, I'll get them on YouTube live. We working on the we working on the other site so we can do both of them simultaneous live. You know, it's all good. Getting the audio component so we can be going out live on Spotify. Who we got approved by? Spotify, Google Music, or Google Podcast, Apple Music. We have been on SoundCloud. There's like 4 or 5 people that we got approvals through. So all I gotta do is hit record and that shit can go out through them too. So fucking with the YouTube shit, man, is really just because we already know it's not to be big on YouTube. It's to get independent of YouTube. I want to be on my own. I want BlackWatchMedia.com, period. Whole bunch of shows. Motherfuckers can have bigger platforms than me. I don't give a fuck about the platform. I give a fuck about the message. Who it hits. Yeah. Much love to BTP. You know, whenever I'm in pocket, they can get me on. Got me on. They always be putting on my comments. Sometimes I just put the stuff in the chat. I'll be thinking it's going to hit the screen. And that shit hit the screen. I'll be like, oh. But I'm being me. So them brothers know I'm being me. Anybody out here doing that on that media space. Much love to Michi. The last 2 videos she did, man, she need a couple days off. She gave it all up. And like I said, showing that passion with them tears, that kind of got to me and shit. Cause hell, I feel like that sometimes. Sometimes I feel that passionate, man, you know. Cause I see how fucked up it is for our people and we're just blind. We have no idea what we're about to encounter. Did you hear about the black immigrants getting deported? They're getting deported in droves where the Latinos are being welcomed in and stacked up deep. Not that I want to see black immigrants stacked up deep, but why y'all turning them away but bringing everybody else in? Hey, the motherfucker's crazy as cat shit, but some of that shit Donald Trump said about immigration, y'all gonna regret not listening to him. That's all I'm saying. That probably just sealed my fate. I'll probably get blocked on Facebook again. But anyways, yeah. Black immigrants are being turned. Black Haitians. Wait a minute. Black Haitians are getting fucked up in Mexico. They trying to get across the border, and black Haitians are getting fucked up in Mexico. So even Mexicans don't like black immigrants. I'm reading some of the craziest shit. I'm like, how you gonna be discriminating against motherfuckers and you getting discriminated against? So, don't be asking me to jump on all this immigration shit the way y'all are. Because I know who's losing at the end of the day. It's not Latinos. It's not black immigrants. It's black Americans. Black Americans. Black Americans are going to be in such trouble once they expedite all these citizenships. And it's what I tried to explain to someone a few days ago. You don't have allegiance. You don't have anything. Allegiance. It's just a weird ass conversation that I had to have, like, because if you have allegiance, you have loyalty. You're not always going to agree with a person. But if you have allegiance, you have loyalty. And you have that to fall back on. If you don't at least have loyalty, what are you expecting from anybody? They don't owe you shit. Even when a motherfucker is loyal to you, they really don't owe you shit. It's an honor system. And you think, because that person is loyal to you, that they're always going to be there for you. And hopefully they are. That's what loyalty is. But they're not asking for anyone's allegiance. They're just giving it up. They're giving up the citizenship. They're giving up the resources. They're giving up everything. And some of these people, their only allegiance is to themselves. I already said it in another clip. You gotta be a cold motherfucker. A cold motherfucker. To let your, God damn it, I think I got this shit right here. Let me see, I think it's one of my fucking videos. Yeah. People didn't like this very much. And I get it, but it is what it is.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this shit one time.
Yeah, this is it.
You gotta be a low-down, nasty, cold-blooded, pimp-hearted motherfucker to walk your child to the borders and let them cross and you turn back. You gotta be a pimp, dog. You gotta be a pimp. Let your child go get minimized, beat, raped, and hell, lost.
They just found somebody in the water. They just found a body in the water. Dead. At the border. They're not documented, so they don't know who the fuck it is. They didn't make it all the way here and get no paperwork, so they don't know. There's a body in the fucking waters. And nobody knows who it is. And the politicians were saying that. It was like, we came over here to check shit out, see what the fuck's going on. We're coming across, and there's a fucking body floating. Like I said, there wasn't a whole lot I could ever agree with Donald Trump on. But this immigration shit, you had to know it was going to go fucked up. When you start out by saying we don't have the beds, you don't need that much room to sleep. Twin cot, it's really not even a twin. A cot is like a fucking sleeping bag size. So you don't need that much room to sleep or less. Because say you have two small children and you have an adult. Two small children, two adults. Mother, father, two kids. Two long sleeping bags, two short sleeping bags in between. That's 4 people. You don't need that much room just to sleep. But I'm talking about they didn't have the space for these people to be here for any type of time. And I think they say the normal setup time in these little spots is like 48 hours, 72 hours. Some people been there 10 to 14 days. 10 to 14 days in places that they are quadrupled occupancy availability. One space supposed to have 250 people, and the motherfucker had 1,100 people in it. 250 people, and it had 1,150 motherfuckers in it. Then, think about this. I'm in Ann Arbor, Michigan Stadium, 100,000 people. You know how tight those goddamn seats are. Hell, I wasn't able to go to a football game for years. I was too goddamn wide. I'd have had to buy 2 tickets. You imagine putting 400,000 people in Michigan Stadium? 100,000 people belong in the motherfucker, but here you come with 400. How's that work? How does that work? It don't work. It don't work. And that's motherfuckers who have no documentation, no legal right to be here. That's how they're living. Just think about the motherfuckers who are out here with no water, no lights, no job, no resources, and y'all want to call them Americans. What y'all gonna do, man? I can tell you this, and I don't know how many people are gonna end up seeing this shit, so maybe I'll just put it in the caption and clickbait a motherfucker and be like, listen to the end. But I'm going to say this. Republicans will be in the White House January 25. Republicans will be back in the White House January of 25. I don't know if anybody else has told you this or not. I just did. If people have been talking about it, you better start doing your research and seeing how they're circling their wagons. Republicans, fuck all of what Donald Trump's talking about. Republicans themselves. If that motherfucker runs, he runs. But I'm saying Republicans are going to be back in the White House in 2025. They've got an attack. Right now, they're being assholes, but they've got a real attack that they're about to launch. People don't understand it. I do, and I'm not saying I'm going to vote Republican, but I can tell you this. I know how to down ballot now, so I don't have to vote for either one of them motherfuckers again. Word up. Let's do it. I'd like to know what the fuck's going on in Indiana, because I heard some crazy shit about Indiana. So I'd like to know what's going on in Indiana. And whatever else you want to talk about, let's get it. So yeah, man. Republicans, White House, 25. That means they got elected in 24. But you know the way shit's gonna go, the election's gonna drift over into the next year from now on. There's gonna be all kind of fucked upness happening from now on. And I'd like to vote early in 24 and go down to Georgia. And I think what I'll do is I'll go like a wholesaler and give me a couple grocery carts and buggies. And I just want to load them up with bottled water. And I just want to go to polling stations in black neighborhoods and give. That's August, September, October, November, them early times. Dude, people going to want water. They going to need water. They say you can't give water out. They talking about Georgia people. If somebody come in from out of state, you don't know the laws there. I'm just here passing out water. Or I'll tell them I'm selling water and we'll get permits. Yeah, that might be the most strategic way to go. We'll get permits to do, what do they call it? We call it street sales. Vendor permit for the day at this particular location. And all we want to do is sell water. But in reality, we're just going to give it away. We're not going to sell it. We're just going to give it away. We'll tell them we're selling it because we got a reason to be there. Because we don't care who you vote for. I just don't think anybody has to stand in a fucking voting line for all that time and not be able to get a drink of water. It's going to be nuts, dude. People don't understand it. These 2022 elections, these local elections, people need to be on that. But the 2024 presidential election is already going to be a shit show. I'm predicting it now. And I think the Republicans are going to get back in there. I believe the Democrats have all they need right now to fuck all this up and be up out of that bitch in one term. Not that many people like Kamala. I know Joe say he running again, but don't nobody want an 82-year-old president. So they've already got 2 negatives right there. That's why they're trying to expedite these motherfuckers and get them in here so they can get them to be registered voters and they can try to even the tables. It's not going to work. 1 out of 3 fucking Latinos voted Republican. So you bringing in motherfuckers so they can go vote for somebody else. You expediting citizenship for motherfuckers so they can go vote for somebody else. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get out of here, dog. He down there in Florida talking to a whole bunch of Trump supporters. Went right down there where all them Cubans are talking to Trump supporters. Only reason them motherfuckers is there because they got off work early. Talking to some planner, some shit. Dumb shit. Kamala's going to do the same shit because she has no strategy. That's why she dropped out of the race. Our vice president is a dropout. Our vice president was a 7th-place loser, dropout, who ran out of money. She couldn't make no headway as the first black woman president. So she got picked to be vice president. Okay. Do for self shit don't work either though. Unless you got some resources. Where we got resources at? Do for self only works if you're a producer. Do for self doesn't work if you are a consumer. I get what you're saying. Do for self works beautifully if you got some resources. But if you ain't got no resources, doing for self, that's about all you gonna do for it too. You ain't gonna do for self and for your kids and for your spouse, if you're a man, or even a woman, shit. She can't do it for nobody with no resources. So doing for self, that's absolutely, I believe in it. You know I believe in it. But when you are undercapitalized, you are undersized. And I lost you right after your second word, the NOI. Do they share that with Black America or do they just share that with the nation? When did the NOI acquire those farms? Decades ago. The NOI didn't just start buying land. I believe in all that type of shit. You know I do. I believe in all that type of shit. The NOI was smart because they knew God wasn't making no more land. So we better get some of that land. Land. Black people love going out and buying clothes. Made from the land, made from the cotton, made from the people that picked it. That's all the NOI is about. And much respect to them to keeping their village tight. Because Black America, that's all we should be about. We should be about Black Americans. I'm not saying don't fuck with nobody else. In this country, you gotta fuck with other people. I get it. But how come we ain't about us first? You see Maxine Waters out there said, stop Asian hate. She got an old ass out there with a cardboard sign. Stop Asian hate. Bitch, get back to your district with all them homeless black people. Fuck you, Maxine. You ain't my auntie, bitch. How about that? You want to stop Asian hate? How about stop black homelessness in your district? Shit. Every black politician that I see out here with this stop Asian hate, I'm going back to the place where they are a politician at, and I want to see it. It's not that I don't believe that we should stop Asian hate, but I think what we should stop is white terrorism because that's what creates the Asian hate. Can we stop white terrorism first? And let's see, let's stop white terrorism first, and then we'll see if stop Asian hate just kind of goes away. I don't think black people need to be on this one the way they need to be on stop black hate. Aren't we still getting killed in crazy numbers by cops? By race soldiers? How come we ain't got no stop black hate? How come it's just stop Asian hate? How come it can't be stop black and Asian hate? How come it can't be stop Asian hate? We lobby for everybody else and don't nobody lobby for us. Period. We lobby for every motherfucking organization and faction of people and don't nobody lobby for us. Black Lives Matter don't count, niggas. That don't count. Well, to all the fake revolutionaries, and to all the motherfuckers who kind of crept up out of this situation, that's to Ronnie and Ricky and Jerry. I ain't gonna leave Jerry out. I'll put Jerry in it. I know motherfuckers be like, he ain't no politician. Oh yeah, he is. He's the sheriff, but he's goddamn a politician. Jerry is a huge part of the Michigan Democratic Party. Absolutely. And y'all a huge part of the Democrats. So y'all all getting fucked up out here. Absolutely. You're in the collective. I told you the bullshit. I told you what was going on. Nobody wanted to say, that's my boy. That's my boy. Okay, what's your boy doing for you now? Not a goddamn thing. You coon ass niggas, y'all fucking buddy up to a motherfucker who don't live like you. He don't give like you. And don't fuck with you the way you think he does. Just because he's smiling in your face, nigga, he fucking you and stabbing you in your back. Because your people don't live like his people. Jerry's top staff make more than everybody you fucking know. And they work for the county. He got them all high-paying county jobs. Like that shit in I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. I thought we was strong, man. I thought we was revolutionary. They all went down and got jobs. The brothers went in with guns, and they came out with jobs. They came out with jobs. That's what it is. You motherfuckers get compromised with some fucking chicken and fish and fast talking. Compromise. And get your voter sticker. You get your sticker. Got mine. Got mine. I got my sticker too. There's my sticker. Snap back. Because every time I see y'all whack shit out here, I snap back. Bitches. I gave Ypsi politicians a chance. I done gave WCSO a chance. I done gave my brother's keeper. Y'all ain't did shit but shown me nothing. Nothing. When's the new rap album coming out, my brother's keeper? Y'all gonna do an R&B album? Y'all gonna do a slow jam album? Or y'all just gonna do rap albums? I like them slow grooves. So I like kind of like a neo soul, slow. Y'all gonna do that? You know, how do you get on the album? I got some people that got some talent. Do they need to have a record? Or can they just be kids from the village? Are you helping any of them kids or grown men with substantive income? If you're not, eat a dick. Because don't nobody need to make a motherfucking rap album. We got a rap-demic in the middle of a pandemic. And that's as far as I'm going to go on rap music. Because I just saw that Lil Nas shit. Damaging. 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 And he's doing it purposefully. He said it. I mean, I have no problem with who that boy sleeps with. None. Makes me none. But he's making homosexuality out to be his personal gain. When I thought he's a musician, thought he's a rap artist. Oh, he must not be a rap artist that's gay. He must be a gay rap artist. A gay rap artist that's black. He's not a black artist that's gay. He's a gay rap artist that's gay. Black is third on the list. And he likes it that way. Damaging. Damaging. We're an endangered species. Do I need to start the endangered species hashtag again? I had that going for a while. We're an endangered species out here, black men. You say something negative, you're toxic. You don't say nothing at all, you're passive. We're stuck. We're stuck. But Tamika Mallory, she's the audacious black woman. The audacity of black woman. And a black trans woman. And a Muslim woman. But she didn't have none of the mothers of the slain black Americans in that commercial. She just said the same thing that captivated us. She's been in activism for 25 years. And she's dared to strive to be better. I don't even know what the fucking thing was, whatever. She's selling Cadillacs. Who gives a fuck? If she said that shit on another platform, I'm good with it. She's selling Cadillacs. That's all that matters. She got a check. Her company got a check. Everybody got paid. But black people. Notice how she never talks about reparations? She never talks about redress, recompense. She never talks about a black agenda. Never. She never talks about that stuff. Why? Because she's not for us. She's for the bag. Just like Reverend Al taught her. Get the bag. Here's what it is. I'm just a black man who watches shit. One love.